Hello students, we are today starting the first lesson of English from the First Flight. Out of the two books which we have, that is First Flight and Footprints, from that we will take today the First Flight lesson. The topic is a letter to God. Now the characters involved in this lesson are Lancho, the postmaster, and God is passive. Why passive? Because it's not active. Only Lancho, and Lancho talks with the God in a inactive manner because he is giving his response, but God doesn't. So he is called a passive. God is called a passive character in this lesson. So starting with the lesson, before you read, if you see in the textbook, they say faith can move mountains. They say faith can move mountains. This is a very important statement. An essay can be written on it. Because if you have faith, you can do whatever in life. But that should be practical. We have seen from this word mountain, we can come to a topic of a mountain man, Dasarath Manjhi. A feature film was also introduced in that name. Dasarath Manjhi, for 22 years, he carved a mountain hill, a small hill, and he made a way through it, working from 1960 to 83. 22 years he worked on it. So that type of work, which is very difficult yet achievable, is called faith that you have, that can even move mountains. So actually you're not moving mountains, but many examples in history you have where you can say that things are done with a lot of determination, still determination that they have. But what should we put faith in? Now, putting faith, it should be practical. In this lesson you see that Lancho puts faith on a person, but that is not really what you see. Putting faith in God, making an active player with him, that is something which we cannot expect. So that type of faith, does it work? Let's see in the lesson. This is the question the story delicately puts. Now about the character of Lancho, he is a farmer. He writes to God. He says that, God, I have lost all my crops because of the heavy rain and hailstorms which fell on my field. I am the only place, my house is the only place where I live without any neighbors or any other villagers with me. So I have no source of support from anybody. God, you will have to help me. So that is a thing that he, interacts with God on this topic. So can you think that God, when he asked for 100 pesos to be given to him, does God respond and give the money to him? No. Is it? Let's see in the lesson. When you read the lesson, we'll come to know who is the person who gives the money. Now coming to the activity down given below. The activity is pertaining to the money order which we give money in order to transfer money from one place to another. If you want to give money to other person at other place, then what you do, you write a money order and the amount which is specified you transfer or you give to the person whom you want to. Okay, so this form which is given here, the order of the writing of the money order is given. At the same time also the whole picture of the specimen copy of the money order is given to you. Now imagine that 50 paise, this money order form that you get in the post office, that is available already. Then why NCERT, the premier institute, educational institute, need to waste 1.5 pages on showing you the specimen of this money order? Also the format in which is to be written, how it is to be written, how it will be, given, how you'll have to present it, and what amount you'll have to pay apart from the money you want to transfer, the charges. Everything is given over here. Why it is given? Today we have digital India. We have everything done on our mobile with ease. We can transfer money with ease. But we do that and forget the basic things. It is not that all the time we have what we call it, this facility in rural and innermost rural places. It is not possible to have mobile towers to get you access to this type of facility, online facilities or digital. At that time, money order is the only service that is available to you when you want to transfer the money. Got it? So here, the activity is to be done by you. You will have to go to the post office, fill up the format, and exercise this activity in such a way that you get exposure to sending money to somebody or to some subscription or whatever as per given in this activity. You do this activity with the help of your parents also, you can do it, and that will help you to fill up a specimen of a particular official document, which will be very helpful in the future life. Coming to the lesson now. The first para says the house. As I told you, Lancho's house was only housed on the crest of a small hill. Crest is the upper part of the topmost part of the hill. But here the hill was small, and from that place he could see his field far away, and that field was full of flowers. He could see the flowers were there, ready to ripen into fruit or crops, and for that he needed rain now. So he was happy with this field, and now he expects that rain will fall, and his process of getting the crops ready is due now. So he's expecting rain. In the next paragraph, he talks to the woman in the house that rain is expected by us. Rain should come, otherwise, we will be in trouble. So here we see that the situation near the house, the big people are moving outside and out in the field, and the small children are playing near the house. That whole scenario of the teacher or the family members in the house is given. Now, Lancho had seen in that particular direction the dark clouds will come, and as per his expectation, the clouds come. Big drops of rain starts falling. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. So this process of falling of the rain is described at length over here, from which directions this pregnated clouds, they are coming and showering their drops on the field of Lancho. To a certain extent, Lancho becomes very happy. The thing which he expected is coming practically in front of his eyes. So he's very happy. What is disgusting now, what makes him unhappy, is this. In the next para he says, but before that, when he gets the rain, he says that the small and the big drops which are falling are form of coins that is showering on his field. Why the coins? Because the money, this will help to the crops to ripen, and this crops will be sold in the market. He'll get money from it, and that money will again be invested in the field. So indirectly, the drops are giving impetus to his growing of the crops to fetch him money. So that is why he says that these are not raindrops, but they are cent pieces, and the small and the big cent pieces. So that money he is saying he is getting in the form of the raindrops. So when this continuous rainfall is falling at that time. We can see that the whole of the field of Lancho is full of white. It's said away, it's draped in white, because all the hailstorms again falling, that also makes the field look white. To an extent it was okay, but afterwards continuous hailstorm with wild wind, they fell on Lancho's field and covered the whole field, the garden, the house, everything, which caused a lot of destruction in the field and everything. Not a single crop was stood in the field now. Even the leaves of the trees were looking barren. The trees were looking barren. You can see Lancho's picture down below and see how the picture depicts. The picture is about the trees with only the trunks, and also there is a lot of whiteness. He says that the white cover of this hailstones that have fallen on the field has ruined his crops and everything. He is totally in despair. Now he stands in this sadness. He stands in the field and he observes what is happening. He sees that this hailstorm has created a sort of a harm and destruction to him, that even a plague of locust would have not done it. Now, plague of locust, what do you mean by plague of locust? Now, it is practically, you are observing that many states of North Indian states are facing the problem of plague. You say the swarm of plague. The swarm of the plague of plague, we say, is actually the swarm that in big quantity the locust attacks the field, and by attacking it, it destroys the crops, eats it in small amount, but in such a huge quantity that literally you can say there is nothing left in the form of crop in the field. Now imagine that the same he is comparing with the hailstones. Now this is very ironic. Why ironical? Because the hailstorms, the locusts are actually controllable. They can be controlled by insecticides and other. You must have seen people making noise and driving over the locust. But hailstones cannot be done by that. It's God's creation, and God's creation, we cannot stop it. It's unstoppable. So till here, students, we have completed whatever little bit in the first session of our 10th standard English syllabus. You start reading it and try to solve the comprehension check that is given after this paragraph. You should be able to check that and comprehend these answers, because unless you do that, you cannot understand the further paragraphs. So all the best, and complete it, the homework that way.